The FISA court is appointed by the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. It doesn't go through any Senate review, as far as I know, and they should, right? There should be a process there for validating that position. They do that for other federal judges. Why not the FISA court? They are selected from federal judges who are in different courts. They call them, I mean, every time they talk about them, they talk about judges, Article 3 judges. But what they're sitting on is a court that's an Article 2 court. It's not an Article 3 court. There's no... Article 3 courts require opposing positions and arguments going back and forth, and the judge adjudicates with using the law and the Constitution between the arguments. That's an Article 3 court. The Article 2 court is on the 6th floor of the Department of Justice, and here's the government side and no other side. And there's no argument. All they have to do, they can't... Even Judge Reggie Walton said that when he left the court after Snowden's exposure of the general warrant, came out and said, well, we don't have any real way of really following and verifying what the NSA or any of the intelligence community agencies tell us. And it's exactly right. He has zero capability to do that. That's why I was advocating that hackers should be hired to represent the Congress and the courts, Article 3 courts, not this makeshift Article 2 court, and be authorized and cleared to go into any government agency anywhere and look at every database they've got and everything they've got in that database and verify every process that any of them are using and look at what all the analysts have as tools to work with on their desks and see how they're operating and what all data they're looking at so that they can verify what's really going on. There's no verification process now. Trust but verify, the only thing they can do is trust. The other thing I wanted to say was I had my own suggestions on how to fix this problem. The shortest version was 3 regiments of samurai one night. The other version said, let's have an Article 5 state's constitutional convention, and where we change the entire rules for electing people to go to Washington, and we randomly pick from the phone book. We won't do any worse, okay? We can't do any worse. That's my number. Right? I mean, plus you get a bunch of people who are honest, most of them anyway, so that's certainly different. And then you get a bunch of people who want to balance a budget because they have to at home, right? So they'll have an idea how to balance it. We don't have that now, right? And then you'll get a bunch of people who want to work together to solve a problem, most of them. So you'll get a Congress and a Senate and a White House that will really want to do something for the people. And then no lobbyists could lobby them because they're not going to be there next time. 2 years later, they're gone. The new group's in. That's true. That's true civil service, right?
Good idea.
That's exactly what it was intended to be. Public service by the citizens of the country.